Now a play fake, and it's Tannehill. It's a short one here, complete to his tight end.
And they're going to get this to about the 44-yard line.
On second down, here's Henry. They find some open field here. And he's going to get this. Tennessee getting the first down on a big play of 18 yards. You were telling me this yesterday. This is exactly what they want to do in the opening drive, establish the ground game.
Yeah, remember our conversation. We were talking about, he's talking about playing some big boy football. Line up, get leverage, knock people back, and establish the run early.
They'll fake the handoff. Now Tannehill. Now he's forced out right. Then he is out of bounds right around the 10-yard line. A nice job there on the escape and scramble. A first down, a 16-yard gain.
Give him a little extra credit there. His head was cool as the play broke down. Didn't force a throw, and in the end, got to show off his athleticism with a nice gain to bring up a new set of downs.
A first down carry for Henry. Trying to find a lane, but instead he'll get back to the line of scrimmage and no more. So after the run for no gain, here's 2nd and 10. They'll try the air now with Tannehill. And he's able to work it here to the 8-yard line. It's just a gain of a couple there on the scramble, and now it's 3rd down.
They'll be in search of 8 yards here as they hope to convert the first down.
Throwing on 3rd down, Tannehill. Got a man, and it's taken in for a Titans touchdown.
Nick Westbrook-Ikhine
from 8 yards out.
And the Titans are on the board first here this afternoon.
Right off the bat, they start with a very solid, methodical 10-play drive.
And you know me, I tend to look at things on the defensive side. They're coming off the field gassed right away. We're in the first drive of the game. So it's not just what happened, but think of the emotion you carry into a game. Then double it with getting a 10-play drive put on you and points scored. They're pretty tired right now.
Bullock good on the extra point. And that makes the score 7-0. So the drive goes 75 yards, 10 plays. And it ends with a Tennessee score. Now Bullock will send this one away after the touchdown.
Fields it right around the goal line. And they'll be backed up to start this drive as he's taken down right around the 15.
So out come the Texans for their opening drive.
Leading him out, the former Stanford man. At quarterback, it's Davis Mills.
And remember, when he came out of college, he left early. So a lot of people weren't really paying attention to this young man. But he's entrusted with a leadership role early in his NFL career and didn't shy away from it. His goal, continue to prove that there should have been one more quarterback that went in the first round of the 2021 draft.
1st and 10 now for Mills and the Texans.
At their own 15.
On the ground, it's Pierce to begin the drive.
And he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair. They'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11.
That was well played there defensively. 2 tight ends in the formation, which essentially gave them 7 blockers up front. Hard to imagine with all that size and beef that they could let a tackler through. But that's exactly what happened. A loss resulted.
Now, meanwhile, here's a 2nd down throw that's knocked away and incomplete.
Haven't been a corner that's worth the salt yet that ever admits to worrying about man coverage. How about the play there, breaking that pass up?
On 3rd down, here's Mills.
And it's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect. Now on 4th down, it's Cameron Johnston on to punt it away. Returnable here from the 38. A terrific return. 30 yards all in all. And the Titans are going to start this drive in great field position as they take over 1st and 10. From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10. They'll try the right side with Henry.
Garrett Wallow there on the stop.
A quick burst there, and he nicely bit off a pretty decent gain.
From the 27, Tannehill.
A check down here for Henry.
And he's finally taken down, and it's a big gain there on what will turn out to be the final play of this first quarter. After one, 7-0 on EA Sports. Ready for the second quarter from Tennessee, and it's the homestanding Titans in possession as they go to work on a 1st and goal. Henry is in. Touchdown, Tennessee. Another impressive drive, so they're 2 for 2, 2 touchdowns. Charles, a great start to this ball game for them.
And one of the words that's really worked its way into our lexicon is stacking. They've stacked momentum each time out, and not only on offense. Between those touchdowns, defense held, forced a punt to get the ball back, and they played awfully well in this one. Both sides playing at optimum level.
Extra point, and good by Bullock. And that'll make the score 14-0. So they only needed 3 plays on that drive. And Derrick Henry able to finish it off with a touchdown run. Now Bullock will send this one away after the touchdown. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. So now we get set to see Houston for their second drive of the ball game. And they're in a bind early here, down 14-0. Are you worried at this stage or still too early?
You're worried. You're just trying not to transmit it to the rest of your team. You want to make sure that they stay positive. But at the same time, you're wondering, how are we going to move the football? What do we have on this play sheet that can work? Get back to basics is usually your answer. And make sure you find the guy who can move the ball fastest for you if you just get it in his hands.
Yeah, still second quarter. You get points on the board here. I think you're feeling okay. And they'll get it up just short of the 45 at the 44.
They go play action. Mills swings this one out wide for Pierce.
And this one's going to go the wrong way. Losing yardage back at the 42. That one unable to develop, never got going. A loss of a couple, and it's second down.
Well, Brandon, we could see that play developing, and they were hoping that he was going to be able to put a move on the first guy and turn it into a big play. But no such luck. The speed on defense continues to get better and better in the NFL. Pretty nice example there of those guys being able to run from their assignments and finish off that play.
And very little daylight there. He'll get a couple up to the 44. The threat of a second straight punt to start the game is looming as they come up 3rd and 10.
Working out of the gun, Mills.
And that will be incomplete. Scared to let it fly, but it falls to the ground and brings up 4th down.
And you just know when that play call came in, their eyes lit up, because anytime you get a chance to take a big shot downfield, that's a lot of fun, and they missed an opportunity.
On is the punter, Johnston, now, as he sends this one away. A nice work on the return as he gets about 15 yards back.
And it'll be Titan football.
Here's Tennessee ready to begin this drive offensively. It has been about as perfect of a start to this game as these guys could have asked for, Charles. They've scored on their first 2 drives. They still haven't given anything up on the other side of the ball, so they can already make this a 3-score game here if they can come away with points on this drive.
Yeah, they're almost pushing them to the brink, aren't they, partner? Almost to the point now where it's a loss of words for me, which I know would excite all of our viewers, but you're just not supposed to see that type of dominance so quickly in a game like this. Everything they've done has been working so far. Offense, defense, you name it, it's going well for them.
Meanwhile, Tannehill's throw pulled in by Woods. Tannehill fighting Woods for the Titans' first down.
To win any route, you've got to break down the defender, and that's exactly what happened here on this really nicely executed curl route.
On play action, Tannehill. Airing it out deep for Woods.
And that nearly intercepted. Well, the free safety roaming into position almost had it, but it's second down.
To throw on 2nd and 10. Tannehill.
And they'll get him down on the other side of midfield.
They don't need to run another play here before the 2-minute warning. Let's see if they do it anyway. They'll try to run for the first with Henry. And he has the first down yardage before they bring him down right at the 45. 2 minutes to play, first half. It's 14-0. It's a gain of 4, and it gets him the first. Back to throw, Tannehill. Got his man complete over the middle. That's Woods.
And they're going to get this down near the 35-yard line.
Good strong throw and catch right there. And so far in this game, the alleys have been open for them to get completions, and they're taking advantage of it.
Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. Now Tannehill.
Another targeting catch for Robert Woods. And he's going to be taken down at the 28-yard line. 3 yards remain for second down.
Tannehill. Right side complete. That's Woods. And he takes it down to the 10-yard line. 18 yards that time to push him up 1st and goal.
So many times in my career, I've heard coaches talk about completions are one thing. As long as we're there at the catch and we get guys on the ground, we can live with that. But if you're going to give up 10, 12, 15 yards after the catch, then your defense is going to be in a lot of trouble.
They set up the screen for Henry. Touchdown! Derrick Henry. He scored on the ground and through the air.
And the Titans will extend their lead in the final minute of the half. So, Charles, that's 3 touchdowns on 3 drives, and it's just been an offensive barrage so far.
Great word, partner, using barrage right there. I'm going to add another word if you don't mind. How about perfection? No surprise that they're leading right now. Absolute dominance throughout this ball game and no signs of slowing down.
Bullet good on the extra point, and it's now 21-0. Now Bullock will send this one away after the touchdown. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback.
And the Texans going to get the football one final time here in this first half.
And with time quickly fading here in the second quarter, not sure how aggressively, offensively they want to play this.
I think we'll find out just how much they trust their guys in this situation if they decide to take a shot.
Mills now looks to throw on 1st down.
And the Titan defense steps up here, and down he goes.
Multiple players combined for their team's first sack of the game.
3 scores down, not even a halftime yet. They are not getting much generated offensively. They've got to figure it out.
It's tough because this defense just seems to be playing with so much confidence right now.
They really are. They are on their toes, and they're getting at them.
All right, Brandon, thanks very much. Welcome, everyone, to our brand new studios here in downtown Orlando in the EA Sports Halftime Report. First order of business, though. Let's get a look at the next-gen stats in that first half for Houston. And they will need to get this passing game in gear because they did not do much of anything in that first half. And it's why the scoreline is what it is. And meanwhile, for the Titans, they had a little more success than their counterparts did in the passing game, as evidenced by the numbers there. Final adjustments being made in both locker rooms. We're just about ready for the second half. And for the call, let's get you back up to Nashville, Music City, and Brandon Gott.
Okay, Coach, thanks as always to you and the gang in Orlando as we welcome everyone back in for quarter number 3.
The Texans down on the scoreboard, but they do get the first crack here as we are back underway in the second half. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback.
And the Texans getting ready to go here to begin the third quarter. Well, they look up at the scoreboard facing that deficit. A 3-score game, Charles, but look, there's plenty of time to go here. The old football cliche that comes to my mind is you can't get it all back at once. They probably need something, though, out of this drive, at least 3 points.
Are you trying to say that there's no 3-score drive on that play sheet for any of those coordinators? They just don't have it, right? You're trying to get it all back. You know you can't get it back in one drive, but maybe cut into it a little bit as you just suggested. Try and create a little bit of momentum, a little bit of a spark, and then maybe that'll carry over.
That's caught by Howard. And the result here, a pickup of 8. Leaves him with 2 to go on 2nd down. On 2nd down, here's Pierce. And he'll only get a yard to bring up 3rd and 1. This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. Now Mills on the bootleg. Crossing route complete. Catch made by Cooks. And he is going to have a Texans 1st down, and comfortably so, as he gets 5 there on 3rd and a yard. On 1st and 10, Mills. A quick throw knocked away. It's incomplete.
Offense was moving it a little bit, had them back on their heels, but they earned a brief pause by forcing the incompletion. That gives them a quick chance to regroup and try and mount a stand before they're backed up even further.
Another throw on 2nd down, and this one incomplete as well. Here comes the 8th play of the drive, and they need a full 10 yards on 3rd down.
From the shotgun, it's Mills.
Flush, and a big loss here as he's taken down.
Bud Dupree off the edge and getting to the quarterback.
Looks like another empty possession here, partner, and I don't think with 3 scores down in the 3rd quarter, they can truly afford any more the rest of the way.
No, especially the way their offense is sputtering. I think you're exactly right. They got to find some answers quickly. On 4th down, the punt team is on as this is sent away. Pulled in at the 24. 35 yards that time on the punt.
And it will be 1st and 10 as they take over.
The Titans offense gears up for their first possession of the 2nd half.
Right now, everything they touch turns to gold. This is their 4th possession. Touchdowns on their first 3 possessions. I mean, this defense, they can't seem to stop them. It's like they're on skates.
Great analogy, Brandon, because they are pushing them back and winning everything at the line of scrimmage. They've just been laying down tracks towards the opposite end zone. So to themselves, all they're saying is, if we don't make a mistake, there's no way they can stop us.
Throwing again on 2nd down. Tannehill. Oh, hit as he throws there, incomplete. To give you an idea of how accurate he's been throwing the football, we're in the 2nd half. That's just his 2nd incompletion.
Well, if he's that locked in, that means everyone's locked in, because to me it's like throwing a no-hitter in baseball. The pitcher may get the credit, a lot of people making plays behind him in the field.
Touchdown, Titans! Ryan Tannehill, 65 yards, as his guys are able to push that lead out a bit further. This offense, they were dynamic in the first half. The halftime break, that didn't slow them down at all. Big strike here in the 3rd quarter.
It's almost as if they were saying, it's not just our skill in the first half that's getting this done, it's confidence as well. And confidence has taken over this game in a big way. How about these strikes that we're seeing?
Now Bullock will send this one away after the touchdown. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line.
Now this offense back out and set to go for their next drive. Well, we haven't exactly been treated to a nail-biter in this one, CD, and if they cannot score here, this one's pretty much all but over.
Are you saying that you feel like people are starting to think about getting out of here, maybe beating the traffic in order to get home or to their final destination?
Yeah, I don't think there's a whole lot of reason to hang around, especially if they can't score here.
Yeah, you're right about that, because it has been pretty clear who the better team has been in this one. And in a league that we talk about every game being a one-score game as we go into it, watching this blowout, let's just say it's been unusual.
Jeffrey Simmons able to run him down for a loss of 12 that time.
So one quick, easy analysis about why they've struggled so far. They keep putting themselves in third and long situations. They just took another sack right there.
And the offensive film session tomorrow may be a little longer than it normally is.
Not a lot of positive grades will be handed out thus far.
Now throwing on third down there, but he cannot connect. Here's Cameron Johnston now as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. Taken right around the 44. A very good return there, giving it even 20 yards. And this offense, they're going to have excellent field position. They take over with a 1st and 10 on the short side of the field.
So 1st and 10, and if they score on this drive, might have to start digging in our second half blowout material.
Henry running right. And some space here. And he's brought down, but not before he reaches the 8-yard line.
66 yards rushing now on 8 carries for him so far.
That was excellent from start to finish, from the blocking to the running, just well executed.
And now let's look ahead, because after that, how about a little play action, maybe a little bootleg, and get the quarterback out on the corner and give him a little run pass option.
Well, they're right down here looking for 6. And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage. And they're not going to get to the line to run another play. So we will switch ends as the third quarter has come to a close. You are watching the NFL on EA Sports. Back now in Nashville. Nothing on first down, so the ball remains at the 8-yard line, 2nd and goal. He'll wind up getting 4 there on his own, but it will leave him now with a 3rd down situation. Now it's Tannehill. And into the end zone for a Tennessee touchdown. Ryan Tannehill, his 2nd touchdown of the afternoon. And the Titans start to open this lead even wider here in the 4th. They were looking to pass the ball there, but they forgot to account for the man with the football.
Yeah, I can hear people right now saying, well, why don't you have a spy in your defense, someone who will dance with him and go where he goes? Well, oftentimes if you utilize a spy, you've taken away someone in coverage as well. And oftentimes, the spy, not as athletic as the guy he's trying to keep up with, so he gets defeated anyway.
And he turns 3rd and goal into a touchdown.
Taken in at the 3.
And now out comes Houston.
Well, it's been a struggle so far for this offense, Charles. It's not only that they haven't been able to put the points up, but really stringing yards together has been a real issue for them in this one.
I'm so glad you brought up the yardage, because I was thinking to myself, we've seen a lot of NFL games, and we've seen our share of lopsided contests, but in almost all of them, both offenses have put up at least 200 yards in a game, but not in this one. This has been a display of offense that, frankly, I think the two of us have watched from behind our hands, trying to spread our fingers wide enough to actually see the result.
The Texans on 3rd down. Just 1 for 5 to this point. This time they face a 3rd and 2. Mills.
Open man there is Collins, complete. And he is going to have a Texans 1st down. It's a gain of 6 that time on 3rd and 2.
So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38.
Mills again. And that nearly their first pick of the game, but it falls down to the ground, incomplete. On 2nd down, Mills again.
They dial up the screen here to Burkhead. He'll get only 3 there, so it leaves him with a 3rd and 7 ahead.
So 7 yards from the 1st down here as they come up to the line of scrimmage. To throw, Mills. Oh, that's into a sea of bodies, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Caleb Farley. And the Titans are going to take possession of the football.
CD, this defense, man, at this rate, they're just having fun out there right now.
And normally with this type of a lead, if you're a starter on defense, you're saying, hey, let the other guys play. But with this going on, no one wants to come out of the game. They all want their shot at picking off a pass.
10th carry now for Derrick Henry.
Down to the 42, second down.
Brandon, I've got to think this offensive line has got some smiles on its faces. And I know it sounds crazy, but they practiced for this back in training camp. They knew they'd be in situations where there'd be extra defenders in the box coming after them, trying to keep them from locking down a game. Right now, they want to show the world they're up to the challenge.
Here's Tannehill. Big yardage there on the scramble. It gets him a first down.
Things started a little slow for him as a runner, but he has really found a different gear here in this second half. He's been more aggressive, challenging the defense when he sees an opportunity, and now he has a 100-yard game to show for it.
So the Titans in possession of the football here as we get you reset. They've got it first and goal in a game that appears to have already been decided. They'll try to run for it with Henry. And he will maneuver his way down to about the 7. Give him 2 yards on that one. Second and goal now. Tannehill going to throw it. And that is incomplete.
Up big here in the fourth quarter, up really big. That passing incompletion, I don't think they needed the completion, but Charles, this is an offense right now that they're just having fun. They're clicking on all cylinders.
Yeah, you're right. They didn't need a completion. They certainly don't need any more points. But they're not.
And they are going to score again. Yet another touchdown as they just add to their totals.
Well, when coaches come into a game preaching total team effort, CD, I think this is the type of ball game that they're dreaming of. It was pretty apparent early on that they were clicking in all 3 phases. It's been fun to watch.
Yeah, sometimes in the NFL you end up with matchups like we've been watching here. And when you go back to the early drives, you can just see that one squad is on a different level in this game. Safe to say, we have been disappointed in watching their execution throughout this contest.
Now Bullock will send this one away after the touchdown.
Taking it about the 1. And he will be brought down here inside the 20. Good coverage as he's dropped at the 17. Houston set to take over. At this point, partner, things looking pretty bleak. They still haven't scored here in the fourth quarter, facing the big deficit. What silver linings, what can they look to do here offensively?
You know, it's funny, I talked about this with a coach in the offseason and kind of had this scenario, like what feels good to you and what feels good to your team. You're down big. You really have like 1 possession left and you're trying to put points on the board that don't matter. But do they? And he told me they actually do matter. And in this situation, he's going to try and run the best offense he can run to have at least a little bit of confidence to take away from that game. So right now, they're going to try their best to get something up on the board and not get shut out.
Now they face a 3rd and 10 after back-to-back incompletions.
Mills to throw it.
But when this ball's tipped and intercepted. Picked off by Bud Dupree.
And the Titans are going to take possession of the football. Well, this game was already decided, Charles, let's be honest. But now another feather in the cap of this defense as they pick him off for the 2nd time.
You're right about that. Things have been going pretty well for them, to put it mildly. But they're still out there hunting for big plays and get another one right there.
The Titans set and ready to go on offense. Well, they don't really need the points here, Charles, given what we're looking at on the scoreboard. But they've scored on 3 consecutive possessions, 3 consecutive drives. And I'm sure that they would like to keep that streak going here and continuing to pour it on.
And things have gotten that way in the NFL, haven't they, partner? Because in the old days, people would have, they'd get off the gas a little bit, right? But now, people continue to accelerate. But we'll see what they decide to do as they come out for this one. But the way this game has gone, they've got to be awfully happy with their execution overall.
But not much defensive resistance on that drive. And really, Charles, the way this offense has been humming, they haven't faced much defensive resistance the entire game.
Yeah, I think it's safe to say that one team, their defense did not wake up and make it to the stadium for this one. There may be some major changes on that side of the ball when we see them the next time out.
Extra point up and good by Bullock. And this one was over a while ago as they just add on to that big lead. Now Bullock will send this one away after the touchdown.
Fields it right around the goal line.
And all deep in his own territory. He coughs up the football. So a teammate picking him up there, that was nearly disaster.
And the way that you coach these things, you want to make sure you have eyes towards the return guy because you want to make sure that the catch is secured. A lot of teams do that. They have at least one guy. Okay, you're responsible for making sure he secures the catch. He's not always the one that makes the recovery, but he can always sound out the alarm. Hey, ball's on the ground. We've got to get it back.
Trying to shake off the interception. He'll look to throw. Oh, he dropped it. And that's pretty indicative of the way this one's gone. So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on first down.
From the gun, here's Mills.
And he's going to be intercepted a 3rd time. Picked by Kevin Byard. And he will take this one home. It's a touchdown.
That kind of puts the bow on what has been a complete performance, Charles. They're pitching a shutout on the other side in this offense. They've done their thing well, too.
Yeah, this game has been all-out effort from them on every snap, and there's a good amount of pride on the line right now. They want to finish what they started. They want the shutout preserved.
Bullock good on the extra point. And this one was over a while ago as they just add on to that big lead. So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick 6. And now the kick is away.
Fielded just outside the goal line. And some good special teams coverage as they bring him down just outside of the 15.
Now comes the Houston offense as they get set to take over here.
Well, I hate to say it, but at this point, I don't really know that they're playing to win with this deficit in the 4th quarter. They're just trying to erase that 0 on the scoreboard, Charles, and get some type of momentum to carry into the film session tomorrow.
If you get any type of points on the board, it'll count as a moral victory, although no one will talk about that in the post-game press conference. That's not something you...
And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today.
Picked up by Christian Fulton. And the Titans are going to take possession of the football.
Yet another mistake after the interception there. Gosh, you look up at the scoreboard, they just got to be thinking this one cannot get over fast enough.
It certainly can't. And also what happens when you get this big of a deficit, you're supposed to make all the right throws, right? You're supposed to try and obviously get the ball to your own guys. But being down this big, you also take even more chances. And in this situation, that hasn't paid off for them at all.
On the other sideline, jubilation and laughter.
For the winning team here, Charles, that's about as big and clean of a win as you could hope for in the National Football League. No turnover.